In this video, I will demonstrate the document release workflow within mFiles. This involves uploading, completing metadata, routing for approval, electronic sign-offs, and release. This video will discuss a quality release document primarily, but the process would be relatively the same for different document types. You just choose the different class. So the first thing that we're going to do is open the mFiles client. You can click on the shortcut on your desktop, the little M. If you double click on that, the client will open. So this is the user interface. And to import a document, you want to right click it and you can choose add to mFiles. At that point, a metadata card will open. Another way to import a document is to just drag the document in. So if I just drag this document into the client, it should open the same metadata card. I need to set the class first. So if I click the little caret next to quality and select controlled quality document new, that will set the conditions for this particular document. So when I click on that, I'm going to see name first. I'm going to enter the name of the document, which for me is standard operating procedure. You don't want to enter any of the identifiers, any document numbers, anything like that on this, because that will be added later and it automatically generates that. So once I have that in there, I'm going to add a description below. This description is just going to be a couple sentences that describes what this process or policy or particular document is about. So let me just put something in there. Once I have that done, I'm going to go to the next property, which is responsible person. This is the owner of the document. This is the person who is going to approve the document. They're typically the director of your group. For me, I'm just going to put test account. So now I need to input a document type. If I just click on the drop down, I can see what my options are. There's manuals, policy, processes. In this case, it's a process, so I'm going to choose that. After I've selected process, I need to enter a document number. You should know what this document number is before you put the document in. If not, ask data control. For me, I'm just going to put 112. Once I have the document number in, there's a few things that I can do first. I can either open it for editing to make edits right away, or I can check it in immediately. I typically check it in immediately because I would like to set the metadata and then edit the document afterwards. It's usually the most effective way. So then I click create. Once the document collection has been created, it'll show up in the top right box called recently accessed by me. It's the first one there. I could also search for it in the search bar here. But if I just single click this document, I can see this other metadata card. This is where I set the routing and the revision history and any of that important information. So if I go up to revision scheme, this is where I'm going to set what the revision scheme is. Typically, most documents are going to go through Aerotech. So if I just look on the drop down, I can see Aerotech. The revision scheme goes as initial revision, then A, B, C, and it will follow that with Aerotech. After that, I need to set who the authors are. The authors are anyone who has worked on this document that should be getting credit for working on it. So in this case, I'm just going to say test account, but you can add as many people as you'd like to that. The preparer, this is one person. This is the person who is going to sign off that the document is prepared. They're going to electronically sign it when it's ready. I'm going to choose test account as well. You can choose it from a drop down. This is the only person that can prepare it. So if it's not you, you can change that, so make sure it's you first. The revision groups and the approval groups, these are groups that get emails and notifications to let them know that they have a document to review or approve. I'm going to choose demo review. I'll choose demo approval as well here. You can choose the group that's associated with your document. If you don't know what they are, you can check in the people current views. Go ahead and save that when I'm done. Now that I have all the metadata set for that, I'm ready to start editing the document. I'm ready to start routing it if it's ready. So if I click on checkout here, that's how I can check it out. There's only one person that can check it out at a time. I can look at it as read only. That will not use the checkout. But I'm ready for that. So next thing I need to do is add a supporting document. I have a template that's associated with this, so I want to make sure they're all in the same document collection. I drag the supporting document into there. I need to set the class again, so click the caret next to quality and press supporting document. Once I click on that, I need to add the name. Again, no number is needed. So in this case, I'm just going to say, SOP template. The numbers will automatically fill afterwards. Next, you can add a description if you'd like. This isn't a mandatory field, but it's something that allows people to know what this document is just by reviewing the metadata. After the description's been entered, you're going to enter responsible person. This is different for supporting documents. These are all the people that will be able to edit this document. Everyone else will see it as read-only only. So if you have multiple people that need to edit the supporting document, add them here. For me, I'm just going to do test account. Next, we're going to look at what the supported document is, so it's all grouped together. You can select it from the drop-down, or you can just begin typing it in. I'm just going to start typing. I'm going to put 112. It'll bring up the only document that's associated with that. Then I select. Finally, I want to choose the supporting document type. I can look in the drop-down. In my case, template is the appropriate type. So I'll just click on that. Now that that metadata is set, I can create it. Right now, this document will be in a draft state. It's not ready for release yet, so I can edit it. No one else can see it until that happens. I could either open it, check it out, make edits as needed, but I don't really need that too much. There's ability to read only as well. I'm going to cancel that and just start to make it ready for release. So on the left hand taskbar, there's a state transition tab, and underneath it says ready for release. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. It's going to bring up a comment field. I can either put comments or leave it blank. You click OK, and it's going to ask for your Windows password. Enter the Windows password, and this will sign off electronically that you are ready to move it to release. So it's no longer assigned to me. At this point, I have all of my information in there that I want, so I want to see where it is. So if I click on doc work area on the common views and then quality, it's a process. So click on processes. That's going to show me everything that is a process that is in work currently. For me, I'm going to look at the document collection I just inputted, ATEC Pro 112. As I go down, I can look at the different documents. If I look at the documents here, I can see the form that I just put in, and I can see the standard operating procedure document. Once I single click that, I can check all of my metadata and make sure it's correct. I can make edits as needed, but it looks good to me. So if I go on the left hand taskbar, state transition, if I click on route for approval, now it's ready. I can add any comments that I would like the review group to see and go ahead and click OK. At that point, I'll have the same electronic signature that needs to be added, put in my password, and then just click sign. At that point, it's going to route it to everyone that's in that review group that I initially signed it to. I'm in that review group, so I can see that it has already gone to me. So if I look over here, it says content reviewed. If I'm ready, I could just click on that and then electronically sign it as done. The electronic signature will show up that the content has been reviewed. So if I sign that there, now we're going to look at what the notifications actually look like. When you receive an assignment, it'll show you what the assignment is and what the supporting documents actually are. You can click on the links next to them to access that, and it gives you an assignment description and any of the comments that are associated with it. It also will show up on the mFiles client. So let's go home. If it has been assigned to me, it'll show up on that bottom left box called Assigned to Me. I can drop down, I can see as the approver or the reviewer what the document is and any supporting documents associated with it. When I'm ready, I can click on Content Approved or Rejected. I can click OK, enter my password, and at that point, it'll electronically sign it and send it to data control for release. So if I want to see the document that I just released, I can go to Current Docs in the Common Views right here, and then click on Quality Controlled Documents. Now go down to Processes, and if I go back down to the collection that I was looking at before, if I click on the caret next to the document, there's a PDF of the released copy. So if I double click that, I can view it. It'll have electronic signatures on the first page with some watermarking and major revision stamping on the left. The next thing that I can see here in this collection is these are the working copy and the released copy. There's also the supporting documents down there. If I clicked on the documents one, it will show all three. So this is how you release a document within M-Files.